Welcome all to the City of Middletown Planning Board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start with some minor housekeeping for our transcriptionist. Mr. Numcheck is absent today.
And Miss Houston.
And Ms. Houston is also absent today. And we have enough for a quorum? Yes, we do. Okay. First on the, just to let everyone know that if you're a first-time applicant today, consider a preliminary hearing, and the planning board may or may not choose to act or act or vote for your application tonight. First on the agenda is approval of May 4th, 2022 minutes. I need a motion to accept the minutes as is. Ms. Witt, I need a second. Mr. Higbee. Discussion. Roll call. Mr. Madden.
Yes.
Mr. Brito.
Yes.
Ms. Witt.
Yes.
Mr. Higbee.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next on the agenda is 108 LaCour Street, 9-29 Canal Street. This is a six-month extension request from LaCour, 108 LaCour Street. And I'm asking for a 6-month extension of our approval by the planning board to obtain a building permit for the renovation of 9-29 Canal Street. We have had delays as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, which has slowed down both our architect's progress and our bank. We should have our building permit within the 6 months extension period. I am the managing member of the applicant. Very truly yours, Andrew B. Leiter. We need a motion to accept this extension. Mr. Higbee, I need a second. Mr. Madden, discussion. Roll call. Mr. Madden.
Yes.
Mr. Brito.
Yes.
Ms. Witt.
Yes.
Mr. Higbee.
Yes.
And I vote yes. And we can tell the transcriptionist that we're going to welcome Miss Houston. No problem. Next on the agenda is All Season Self-Storage, Inc. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please state your name for the record and your intentions.
It's Michael Cool, and I'm adding another building that I was approved for a few years back, and I'd like to put that building up.
Thank you. Ms. Tu, do we have the mailings? Okay. Then we'll open the public hearing. Ms. Tu, do we have any written comments? Anyone on the telephone? Ms. Hanson, do we have anyone online?
Not at this time.
Anyone present wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. All right, we'll go to the board for any questions, comments, or concerns. Just so the board knows, the planning board engineer has reviewed the latest plans, and he has reviewed the grading, which was his biggest concern. And he said the latest revision to the proposed grading received appears to have addressed my concerns about the driveway cross slope. Also, I asked him a question about seeker, and he said that the seeker was fine the way it was, no need to revisit, no need to reopen the seeker. So as far as our engineer is concerned, you are ready to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thereon, any concerns?
All right, we'll go back to the public hearing once again. Ms. Tu, anyone on the telephone? Ms. Hanson, anyone on the line?
Not at this time.
Anyone here wishing to step forward to speak on this application? Going to close the public hearing. Move on to the board one more time for any questions, comments, or concerns.
Does it matter that it says Highland Avenue and not Highland Avenue Extension?
I don't think it's a serious issue.
Okay.
The tax map section is correct. When the building permit comes, I'm sure they'll get it on the money. That being said,
I have a question, but I didn't want to
oh,
interrupt
no,
you.
go ahead, Ms. Houston.
Do you have any plans for security on the premises?
I have cameras on the,
Okay. And it's well lit for evenings?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Is there hours of operation?
Yeah, they have 24-hour access to that.
Okay. Anyone else? On the resolution for 391 to 403 Highland Avenue, adding a new structure with the proper grading and with the approval of our planning board engineer. Hours of operation is 24 hours access. This is subject to the City of Middletown DPW and City of Middletown Fire Department inspections, approvals, and when necessary, approval of the Commissioner of Public Works. The applicant will obtain all necessary permits and follow the permitting process, codes, and ordinances of the City of Middletown and the State of New York and the County of Orange if applicable. In addition, if throughout any of the review process, the project is deemed to require bulk requirement tables, the applicant will supply said tables to an architect or engineer licensed in the State of New York. I need a motion. Ms. Houston, second. Mr. Brito, discussion. Roll call. Mr. Madden?
Sorry, yes.
Mr. Brito?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Higbee?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Please see the DPW.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the approval, do you attach the letter of Clark Patterson to make sure that it's built in accordance with that?
We can, the plans, he has the plans, so he approved those plans. So the
How do we
DPW,
know that it's built in accordance with those plans?
DPW receives the plans.
Okay.
Get the permit.
So I think
We
just.
can attach this.
Yeah.
Next up on the agenda is an eating and drinking establishment, 30 East Main Street, Delhi.
Mr. Chairman, if we could just put that on the back of the calendar.
That's fine. Do I need to open the public hearing?
Not until the applicant appears.
Okay, not a problem. We'll move up. Next on the agenda is Yaya Catherine Whaley Williams, 37 North Street, eating and drinking. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please state your name for the record and your intentions.
Absolutely. Yaya Catherine Whaley Williams. My intention this evening is to humbly yet enthusiastically come in acknowledgement of opening Sadie's. Our slogan is more than a bookstore, while our primary function will be to provide books for purchase and browsing. The premise is that we rejuvenate, cultivate, and educate our community, youth, and community members at large in regards to all things that promote community service, celebrations, and special events.
Thank you. Ms. Tu, do we have the mailings? Then I'm going to open the public hearing. Do we have anything in writing, Ms. Tu? Anyone on the telephone? Ms. Hanson, anyone online?
Not at this time.
Okay, anyone present wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. Okay, we'll leave the public hearing open and we'll move to the board for any questions, comments, or concerns.
I have a
Ms. Houston.
concern. I just want to ask Mr. Krogan. I have a business relationship with Ms. Williams as a board member, and she's an employee of the district. Should I recuse myself, or does that account for this particular type of situation?
What's the relationship?
I'm a Board of Ed member, and she's an employee of the district where I'm.
I don't believe there would be a conflict
Okay.
there.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Questions, concerns, comments?
Will you be serving food?
No, we'll be serving beverages, and I know that typically beverages also come with a food and beverage permit. We were initially thinking petite pre-packaged like croissants, macaroons, but no dinner, no lunch, no breakfast.
And everything is prepackaged,
Yes,
and that includes the Drinks also?
Yes, the beverages would be bottled, like how you would get it in bulk at Sam's Club. Also, we were cognizant of the fact that potentially our consumer neighbors, Days Coffee Shop, Something Sweet, which I believe is now Picarello, that they're already doing the coffee beverage thing, and we wanted to preserve the sanctity of their existing establishment, and so we'll be offering only pre-bottled beverages, non-alcoholic, sorry. It's a little aggressive.
Made that well clear.
The hours are not established. We should talk about that.
Yes.
Yes, 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
You mentioned in your brief synopsis about party place too. Like, are you going to hold birthday parties or that type of thing?
We were thinking more along the lines of cultural celebrations. So, for instance, in honor of Juneteenth, potential author book talk signings, open mics, nothing in the traditional party sense.
Okay, so nothing like I want to rent your space out for. I mean, unless it's something like a book
If it's
signing
something
or-
in alignment with the mission,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Understood.
Yes. Mr. Madden?
During events that you host there, you or somebody else involved with your business will be there monitoring the activities of the guests?
I will be there with potential 2 to 3 additions, my 6-year-old and 5-year-old, or my husband who is here. But yes, it'll be 1 plus or minus 2 or 3 additions at each function.
So this is a place of assembly also?
I think we did the eating and drinking
Drinking
establishment.
establishment, okay. I just want to include that in the resolution then.
Yep.
All right.
Parking waived.
Waive, Architectural Review Board, DMU, I'll read up the whole list of things here in a minute.
I've been in contact with DPW, and I also had the opportunity to connect with the fire inspector in regards to exits. I've made my fire extinguisher appointment. The only thing lingering is the occupancy load, which would be once all the furniture and items are in the location.
Okay, great, thank you.
Theron, any concerns?
I have no concerns. I did a site visit, everything was
Mr. Welsh, any concerns?
Okay, let's go back to the public hearing. Ms. Hanson, anyone online?
Not at this time.
Okay, anyone present wishing to speak on this application, please step forward. I'm going to close the public hearing. Move on to the board one more time for any questions, comments, or concerns. Okay. On the resolution for 37 North Street, an eating and drinking establishment. Subject to the City of Middletown DPW and City of Middletown Fire Department inspections, approvals, and when necessary, approval of the Commissioner of Public Works. The applicant will obtain all necessary permits and follow the permitting process, codes, and ordinances of the City of Middletown, the State of New York, and the County of Orange if applicable. In addition, if throughout any of the review process, the project is deemed to require bulk requirement tables, the applicant will supply said tables through an architect or engineer licensed in the State of New York. Since you're in the DMU zone, you will need to get with the Architectural Review Board to do any signage or any facade work, okay? You also, whereas this application is located in the DMU zone, applicants must submit and receive approval from the Department of Public Works according to Chapter 407 Solid Waste, Article 2 Collection, Section 407-3 Collection, and comply with this section and any other sections enacted with the Common Council from this date forward. Also, whereas pursuant to the City of Middletown Code, Chapter 475, Article 4, Administration and Enforcement, Section 475-53, Paragraph E, Subparagraph 6, unless work is commenced and diligently prosecuted within 6 months and completed within 2 years of the date of the granting of the special use permit, such special use permit shall be null and void. Basically, you don't start work within 6 months, the approval is no longer an approval.
Understood.
If you have problems in the next 6 months and you can't get started, you send us a letter extending your approval.
Understood.
The hours of operation.
Hours of operation are daily, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and we have to waive parking. So I think I have everything in the Architectural Review Board, waste collection, waive parking, and hours. We're good. Okay, I need a motion. Mr. Madden, second. Mr. Brito, discussion. Roll call. Mr. Madden.
Yes.
Mr. Brito.
Yes.
Ms. Witt.
Yes.
Ms. Houston.
Yes.
Mr. Higbee.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Congratulations.
Yep.
How
Good luck.
exciting.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Yeah.
May I humbly share 2 promotional items down the aisle?
Thank you.
Permission to step forward?
You can now after we voted.
Just remember to get with the building department.
Yep.
And DPW.
Yep. They'll explain the waste collection item to you also.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a great evening.
You too. Okay. Eating and drinking establishment, 30 East Main Street. Okay. Do we open the public hearing, even without them?
No.
Okay.
The public would have a right to know what the applicant is doing, and if the applicant isn't here to explain that to the public,
Right. We have nothing in writing, Ms. Two? Anything in writing? No, no one on the telephone, obviously.
ask Ms. Hanson if the applicant is online.
Ms. Hanson?
They are not.
And is there anyone online wishing to comment?
No.
I guess do we have to vote them for future consideration, or we don't deal with them at all?
The applicant will have to resubmit.
Okay. Is there anything official we have to do?
You can't do anything because the applicant has not made a presentation.
Okay. Then we need a motion.
Martina, did the applicant call or say why he wouldn't be here tonight? Have you heard from the applicant at all? And the applicant knew to be here tonight?
Just for the record, in case the transcriptionist didn't hear Ms. Two, she's had contact with them, they've done the mailings, and they were notified, and they had discussions via the telephone.
And we're
about
told
tonight.
to be here tonight and are not here.
Right. Okay. They move on to the next time, and resubmit. Okay. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Brito, you're ready. Second, Mr. Madden, all in favor?
Aye.